Okay, we are 10 weeks out, so here's my next episode of meal prep. I have preheated my oven to 425, and I'm gonna go ahead and start my tilapia and green beans meal. And so stay tuned and you can see what I'm eating this week. Okay, so the first meal that I'm getting started is my lemon pepper tilapia and green beans. I just picked these up at H-E-B. These are really, really good. They also have them with chicken breasts. They're really thin and they're already nicely seasoned, so these are just awesome. Pretty inexpensive. This is like almost £1.50 for be about $7 for £1.50, so not bad. And then I bought the big, huge bag of these green beans. Green beans are a really good option for low carb day. 1 serving of green bean is 6 carbs, 2 protein, 0 fat, 25 calories. So you can eat, this is 10 servings. So I'm gonna probably take 2 of the servings out, put them in Adam's meal, and then the rest I'm just gonna eat throughout the week. And if you do get a lot more carbs, or maybe your spouse gets more carbs than you do, this is a really good thing to add into their meal the day of. This is 2 servings. 1 serving is 41 grams of carbs, 4 grams fat, 4 grams of protein. So I have a lot of friends who they eat lower carb than, say, their husband, or even obviously than their kids. So they wanted some good ideas of what you could make and then just add aside to. All right, while my tilapia and green beans are cooking, I have 5 servings of just a hash brown potato, frozen hash browns. The macros on this are 0 grams fat, 16 grams carbs, 2 grams protein. And I'm gonna top that once the potatoes are browned up with, this is 1 and like, this barely has any left. It's probably about that much. So it's a roughly 6 servings of egg whites and with some jalapeno salt that I found. I love jalapeno salt and it's been taking me forever to find it. So I just fry these up with a little bit of the coconut oil spray. So no butter or anything like that in them. I might add some onion powder. We'll see what it tastes like. So bring that to, once those are nice and brown, I add the egg whites and then just add a little bit of the jalapeno salt, and that is going to be meal number 2. The macros for this meal are 0 grams of fat, 13 grams of carbs, and 20 grams of protein. Okay, so I have my eggs all fried with coconut spray. And I'm gonna go ahead and separate them into these entree size Glad Tupperware. That's my favorite one. They fit perfectly in my lunchbox. I'm gonna go ahead and split this up, clean up a little bit, and then start my next meal for you guys. Okay, so the next meal I'm gonna make is some lettuce wraps. So I got 1 container of just diced red onions just to make it easier on myself. I have 1 package of extra lean ground turkey. Obviously, depending on your macros, you can use real beef or you can use the 97% or 93% lean. I just save fat for peanut butter, so that's what I do. And then I found this container, or this little package of this chicken lettuce wrap. Never used it, so we'll see. It does add a few carbs per serving, so just be mindful of that, but we'll see. So I'm just going to fry these up in a pan that I just preheated. Yes, that's the pan that I just cooked my eggs in, for those that are curious. I'm gonna kind of brown these onions up, and then I'm gonna add my turkey and ground that up. And then I've got some, well, I'll show you once I put it all together. So here you go. Okay, so while the onions are frying, the tilapia just beeped at me. So sorry about that. I do that every dang time. Woo, I shouldn't do this with one hand, but it's real life. Okay, so there is the tilapia. It looks done. I might flake it to check it. The green beans are coming along nicely. So the tilapia was in there roughly 25 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and set this timer for another 30. Let's do 25 because I don't want to burn them. And I'll check those green beans in 25 minutes, but the tilapia is done. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this into containers, finish frying this up, and then add the turkey to that. Okay, I added about a half a cup of water to this to make a little bit of a sauce. And I tested it and it is awesome. So I highly recommend that seasoning. And I don't know if I said this, but the macros on this meal is going to be 1.5 grams fat, 4 grams carbs and 26 grams protein. So that's already 3 meals, right? The egg and potatoes, the lettuce wraps, and the tilapia and green beans. And that we're only at like 500 calories, I think. So, yeah, so that's the 3rd meal. And I'm gonna go ahead and get the next meal going. Okay, so for show purposes, I went ahead and put the lettuce underneath this, or made the lettuce wrap. For meal prep though, for the week, I'm gonna go ahead and take 2 or 3 of these. I just chopped off the ends. 2 of these, 2 or 3 of those, stick those in a Ziploc sandwich bag, and that way the lettuce stays like crisper longer. Sometimes it helps if you wrap each, let me just show you, hold on. Okay, so I've wrapped the 4 pieces of lettuce in a paper towel, and then I put them in a Ziploc bag, and that's how I'm gonna store them in the refrigerator. So in the morning when I grab this container, which are those containers, I just also grab one of these. So I'm probably gonna take this lettuce out. Otherwise it gets really wilted. So this helps keep it crisp, and then you can just top it, warm it up, and then just place them on top and eat them like lettuce wrap. So this is gonna be a good snack for me during the day. The macros on this meal is 1.5 grams of fat, 5 grams of carb, and 26 grams of protein. Okay, we had a party yesterday and we had about 2 pounds left over of cocktail shrimp. So for the next meal, I'm gonna make a shrimp fried rice. So I'm going ahead and sauteing up a container of this chopped celery and onions in here, and I've added about 1/4 of a teaspoon of this Chinese fried rice. I'd say 1/4 a cup of this teriyaki marinade sauce, and about 1/4 a cup of this coconut liquid aminos. You can use soy sauce if you have it. I just didn't have it. So I brought the onions and celery to really high temperature. This is on super, super high over here. Fried those up, and then I added the liquid to it. Once the liquid starts to evaporate, which it's almost starting to, I'm gonna go ahead and toss in the shrimp. Okay, this is starting to look awesome. I added 1 package of this Uncle Ben's butter garlic. So this is 2 servings, and this is gonna make 8 servings total. So it's not a ton of carbs you're adding to this. And I added 1 box of craisins. Trust me on this, it makes it taste good. So this is all pretty much done. Doesn't that look awesome? The macros on this is 2 grams of fat, 18 grams carbs, and 20 grams of protein. Okay, so there you go. That's my low carb version of shrimp fried rice. It's awesome. Those craisins take it over the top, people. Trust me, just try it. And because Adam is not on a competition prep diet, I put in 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and I'm frying up 3 veal cutlets only because that's what the package came with. So I split what should have been 4 servings into 3 servings of green beans. So it was a total of 10 servings of green beans. These are almost done. It looks good. This one's kind of big, so I guess I could have split that into 4, but whatever. Like I said, he's not on competition prep, so he gets to eat a lot of food. Well, he gets to eat a lot of fat. Okay, I'm gonna make a gravy. I found this, who knows, we'll see. I'm just gonna follow the direction, except I'm not gonna use cream because, no, I'm just gonna eyeball this. So watch, put in, that's a cup, we'll see. That looks good already. I'm gonna bring that to a boil, and then I'm going to add this package of Hunter Schnitzel seasoning mix. I don't know what that says. Hager Schonen Schnitzel. Anyone speak German? Tell me how to say that. And I'm bringing the container or a pot of water to a boil, and I found Spatzel. I think that's how you say it. Gonna just make these according to the package. I think this is 4 servings. Oh, this is 6 servings. Well, let me look at the macros. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna give the kids, I'm gonna give 3 servings to Adam, and then I'll keep 3 servings for the kids because I think they'll like this. And that is going to go with this meal. I picked up this at H-E-B. They are salmon blue cheeseburgers. And it was only 2, so I figured I need to make something with 2 meals. And anyway, so 2 days he's gonna have the shrimp meal, and then for 2 days he's gonna have these salmon burgers. So I'm gonna go ahead and fry up the salmon burgers for him while that's cooking, and then I will start the chicken dish. While I'm cooking, Lana is hanging up her laundry. Good job, Lana, thank you. Whoa, your room is kind of messy. Well, that looks very organized. Thank you, honey. You're doing a very good job. Parent high five. For Adam's last meal, I've ground up 1 package of the Jennie-O extra lean turkey with about 1/3 of a 4th of, excuse me, Miles, cup of the Trader Joe's onions and peppers. I used those last week. I added 1 package of this Magnolia beef seasoning mix. It's the same one that I used the fried rice with. And I found these, which are buckwheat fast noodles. Who the heck knows? I got them because it says you don't actually have to boil them, you just soak them in cold water. So, oh, that's kind of, it is softening up a little, wow. So I thought, hey, you never know. Maybe that will be a good, if you're traveling and you want to get in some carbs in a different way, that could be something you could easily package and take with you. So we'll see how that tastes. Anyways, this is almost done. I'm going to repackage everything, and then I'll give you a breakdown of everything. Oh, so the first meal we have is the lettuce wraps. And so I'm going to have roughly 1 serving of the ground beef with that, and then I've packaged the lettuce wraps into here. I have the tilapia and the green beans. I have the shrimp fried rice. I have my eggs and potatoes topped with 1 serving of this Heinz reduced sugar ketchup. The macros on that are really good. I topped that with jalapeno salt. Everything else I think is seasoned pretty good, so I'm gonna potentially might add those on depending on how the meal tastes. I'll be having 25 grams of the Cellucor protein in s'mores or whatever flavor I decide that day. That's what I have normally at night after I do my workouts. I normally work out at like 7 p.m. Every day I plan to have a double chocolate chunk Quest bar topped with 2 tablespoons of the white chocolate Wonderful. And then on training days, so any day that I actually do weights, I'm gonna have 1 Lenny and Larry cookie. If I do not do weights, I'm not gonna get this cookie. So the final macros for the day on my training day is 40 grams fat, 140 carbs, 150 grams protein. It's about 1,500 calories. And then on my rest day, it's gonna be 30 grams fat, 85 grams carb, and the protein is about 140. So that is my final meal. It's actually a lot of food, guys. So I'm really looking forward to this week. Okay, and let me give you Adam's rundown meals because people seem to be interested in what Adam's macros were. I actually don't calculate Adam's macros. He's not on competition prep, but I do try to give him, I would say it's probably about a 40-30-30 split, so 40 carbs, 30 protein, 30 fat whenever I try and figure out his macros, but I'll give you a rundown. So for his shrimp fried rice, he got 2 servings of what I got, so he got the exact same macros, just double. So his is 4 grams of fat, 36 carbs, 40 grams of protein. He got the veal and spatzel mixture, which is about 12 grams of fat, 38 grams carb, 35 grams protein. You know what, his might be more 40-40-20. I need to figure that out. And then for his Magnolia beef, which is gonna go with these buckwheat noodles, which are definitely getting softer in the cold water. So I'll let you guys know how that turns out once it softens up. That is 2.5 grams fat, 46 grams carb, and I really think it's probably like 35 grams carb, but I just estimated a little higher on that one, and 35 grams of protein. He is also getting this salmon burger. I just bought them because they look good. So he got the 2 servings of shrimp fried rice, and then this is just 2 servings of that. I don't know the macros on that because it didn't have it. Anyway, so there is that. And the reason I don't have 6 full days of it is because I've had enough people ask me how to eat out when I'm doing macro tracking. So I thought this time instead of making 6 full days of eating, I was gonna do like 4 to 5 days of full eating and then go out to eat and show you guys how I make a meal when I'm eating out on the go or blah, blah, blah. I don't think it's that exciting. I pretty much just eat lean protein and green beans, but I'll show you anyways in case you're interested. So let's hope that I actually remember to take videos of that. I hope this was helpful. I am not gonna show you my kids' meals because I don't think anyone actually is interested in that. If someone is and you would like me to keep showing you what I'm gonna make for my kids for the week, I'm happy to start to include that. I just don't know how many people actually care what I pack in my kids' lunch. So unless someone asks me, I'm not gonna be putting my kids, but that's what I'm gonna be doing next is completing my kids' lunch. It is 11:15. So I started about 9:30, so yeah, that's about right. So it still takes me roughly 2 hours because the kids' lunch won't take me so long since most of the food's already cooked. Anyways, I will see you guys next week. 10 weeks to go. Bye, guys.